Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a real pleasure to have been a part of RIS's journey over the years. And I have followed, of course, RIS before joining the board as a member, because the kind of research that RIS was doing was very useful to many departments in the government, and I was working in the Department of Commerce, and as an officer serving there, the kind of work that the RIS team was doing on RTAs for one thing, on various aspects of WTO negotiations, they were really very invaluable. So it's been a very fruitful and productive association that I have had with RIS, and I wish RIS and its brilliant team of researchers all the very best and more success in all their ventures on this occasion of the 40th anniversary of RIS. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your words of encouragement. May I now request Ambassador Sudhir Devre for his kind remarks.
Thank you very much, Sabyasachi. Honorable members on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, my hearty congratulations to RIS, Dr. Chaturvedi and his team for 40th anniversary of RIS. This is an institution, I must say it is a great institution which has been a success all these years. It has evolved right from the beginning, and that was brought out by the distinguished members of the RIS who actually started the work here. From a small unit set up in 1983, it has now evolved into one of the leading think tanks on international economic issues in the country. And I think it is so important for any government to have interface with a think tank. And we have many think tanks on the security or strategic issues in the country, but very few on hard economic matters, especially dealing with international issues. And that void was filled by RIS. I must compliment the founders of RIS, Dr. Sukhmay Chakravarti, G. Parthasarathi, and Dr. Panchamukhi and others, to really go into the issues which were not really otherwise looked seriously by academic community or by government officials. And therefore, RIS's work is really very basic. It has been evolving, as we said, as we have heard, adaptability, diversification, and expansion. I think the three areas in which RIS has functioned over the years and continues to do so. It has moved, as we discussed, from non-aligned countries to developing countries, and now it has become a spokesman for Global South. The role as a knowledge partner which RIS played during the G20, as a member of the T20 and then G20, that has been really very significant, and it has been greatly appreciated around the world. The inauguration of the Global South Center of Excellence, which was done only by Prime Minister a few days ago, is yet another feather in the cap of RIS. So RIS, as it celebrates its 40th anniversary, now looks forward to new areas, new challenges, and new opportunities. And there are a host of them now before the RIS. climate change, WTO issues, whole issues of equality in the world, how to navigate itself in the midst of the global unrest and warfares, and to maintain economic stability in many countries. These are some of the challenges, and we try to support RIS from a number of our members of this research body to help RIS in the process of their march ahead. I would like to wish RIS all success as they have achieved in the last 40 years, and it is really a matter of great pleasure that all of you who have been supporting RIS all these years are present here to witness RIS's successful journey. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for always been very supportive, and even as young colleagues, we can approach you anytime, I know. So that's a great pleasure for us. I would also like to invite Professor Pulin Nayak, who is member of our Research Advisory Council, for his remarks.
Thank you, Sabyasachi. Honorable members on the dais and friends in the audience. I'll be very brief. We've already spent a fair amount of time this evening recalling the beginning of this institution, RIS. I might simply say that I was fortunate to have been associated with one of its founders, Professor Sukumoy Chakravarti. He was my senior colleague at the Delhi School of Economics, the institution where I spent all my academic life and career. And I have also been personally involved with the RIS in its Research Advisory Council, and I've been fortunate in having Mr. Ambassador Devare as my senior and the person chairing the Research Advisory Council. And over the years, I can say that I've been involved with the task of looking at a variety of issues that RIS has been involved with. Of course, international trade and cooperation, but also issues pertaining to poverty, development, climate change, and so forth. So I think the agenda is very wide, and the information system that RIS has been able to develop over the past, say, about 20 years or so is very unique and quite remarkable. And I think it can serve as a nodal organization for a number of other research bodies as well as government's ministerial, various ministries. So I think the RIS today has a very important position already, and I think the future beckons, and I think with the kind of power they already have in terms of their personnel and the facilities they already have and the support from the Ministry of External Affairs, I think the future is beckoning for much brighter and more important days, ways in which they can serve the country as well as the international community. So thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, sir, for your remarks. I know you have always been part of our research projects and ideas, and we have always benefited with your presence in several forums, and you have accompanied us at various forums. As the program says that we are definitely waiting for the minister, but today it's a great day that we have got so many of our former colleagues and seniors with us, those who have laid the vision and the foundation of RIS. We are expecting shortly Dr. Mohan Kumar, our former chairman. Here, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Professor Ramesh Chand, member Niti Aayog. We are so very grateful to you, sir, for always being kind with your time and ideas in all our efforts. We definitely we would have Professor Muchkund Dubey with us tomorrow, perhaps for the session that where we are having our senior seniors from South Asia who have really been very closely leading us in this effort of regional cooperation, along with Professor Muchkund Dubey, Professor Rehman Shobhan, whom we would hear tomorrow. We have a rich agenda before us tomorrow, and some of the issues that we have taken up, some of these issues are legacy issues where we need deeper conversations, and some issues are new opportunities, how we can navigate the difficult areas that are there before us. So with this, maybe we will take a little time to chat amongst us, perhaps for a few minutes before the minister arrives, and then we take the program forward. Thank you. Minister has just arrived, so ask everybody to please kindly settle down. We warmly welcome Honorable Minister. So we welcome Honorable Minister to this inaugural session. We are extremely thankful and grateful to her for making time for us with a very busy schedule. We recall her presence in the last year during the South Asia Economic Summit, and the vision and the guidance that she gave her at that point. We are extremely grateful to her. May I now request her for her very kind remarks. Ma'am, thoda sa bol lijiye, and then we will go for the felicitation ceremony.
No, that's okay. This is called being caught on the wrong foot. Professor Sachin Chaturvedi, Dr. Famida Khatun, Dr. Paras Kharel, Professor Tetsuya Watnabe, Ms. Cynthia McFerry, Professor Ramesh Chand, Dr. Mohan Kumar, Professor Muchkund Dubeji, Ambassador Sudhir T. Devareji, Professor Nagesh Kumarji, Ambassador Shashankji, Mr. Shambi Shah, all the dignitaries, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, pleasure and honor being here. 40 years of RIS. I mean, still young, I should say. If compared with my age, they are still young. and young and energetic organization which is chosen to build a network of organizations all across, and especially with the kind of support our ministry is getting from them, because it's our think tank, the kind of good work we are able to do. When you have the right inputs, it always makes a difference, and with the right inputs you are able to do the right work, and right inputs do matter. So we are grateful to all the good work that RIS does for us, and the region, I'm sure, is grateful to them, because the network with other think tanks regionally and terrestrially, it also makes all the difference, because when the intelligent networks work together, they bring a lot of value to the policy making. And policy making is not a job which is in the air, especially when we talk of region, a region that we are today talking about, South Asia. South Asia, I would say, when we look around, we know how interconnected we are at a philosophical level, at cultural level. I can use the word religious also. So religious intermingling and connectivity is also there. And all this has happened at a time when the modes of transport were not great. At a time when we think the world was not global, and global became focus only when we arrived on the planet. But the truth is completely the opposite. When there were no visa regimes, these areas were connected. When there were no modern nation state, these were civilizationally connected regions. And thus the values, the ethos, the economy, the trade, the commerce, everything was interconnected, interwoven into the tapestry of a normal human being's life and state's life and the regional patriarch's life. But with the change in geopolitics, with the change in new nation states, with the change that technology has to offer, a whole lot of changes happen, and we certainly became more distant than we ought to have. And that distance is to be bridged by organizations like RIS, and building the interconnectivity, telling the policymakers that this is the area you need to work on. And life, according to me, is not at all about money all the time, because whether it's money, it's economy, it's trade, it's about a human life, is about personal satisfaction. It's about what you carry back with you when you're not there. And what you carry back with you when you're not there is the karmas you do, the happiness you bring, the commitment you have towards greater goodness, greater well-being of the people, the planet, societies, communities. That's what you take back. And for that, the connectivity of the kind which South Asian region provides, that is in terms of cultural connectivity, that already exists. But in Hindi we have ki bhuke pet na bhaje Gopala, which means empty stomachs, you cannot remember God. And for remembering God, there has to be certain amount of sustenance, certain amount of economic well-being. And for bringing that certain amount of economic well-being, the food for every plate, some skill, some work for every hand, and water drops for every field. These are certain principles which our Prime Minister has tried to ingrain in each one of us. That whenever you make a policy, whenever you're coordinating anything, these are the features you have to work at. These are the things you need to look at. These are the areas you have to emphasize upon. And this is precisely what the whole thing is, whether it is inwards, that is through the doors, or looking outwards through the windows. The policy, so far as India is concerned, remains the same, and that is well-being of all, Vasudev Kutumbakam, and especially neighbors first. These are South Asian people are not neighbors but families, extended families in one century or the other, but all connected one way or the other. And thus the regional connectivity is something RIS has been working for a long time. Economic connectivity also we've been working for a long time. And for regional connectivity, both in terms of land routes and air routes and waterways, there is a lot of work which is already going on, but a lot more needs to be done. India, on its part, is making huge investments in these sectors. Some things are need more energy to be taken off, and those energies have to come from the entire region. Everyone needs to participate, and that's how everybody's prosperity is dependent on these networks. Uh, I was there last time when they had the economic cooperation and the summit in which and in fact the officers training program where we were working on the taxation policies, and when SAFTA is what you're going to work at, we have to have the similar trade practices and also the tax practices so that the officers are trained and who will do the training. So RIS undertook that part, that we speak the same language, and that is the economic financial language, like all planes while taking off and all the guys, no matter which part of the world you're in, speak the same language, and everybody follows the route, everybody follows where to land, how to land, and there's no confusion. So similarly, if the trade movement or the goods movement need to happen, people's movement needs to happen, then more and more connectivity in terms of the right policies, the same taxation methodology, counting calculation has to be there. And RIS undertook that particular workshop, and I was present on that workshop, and I thought that was a very, very good initiative, because whether it's Nepal or Myanmar or Thailand or Cambodia, we all have to have the same practices, and then only the connectivity will go beyond what is written on the file. It has to be acted upon, and that action can happen only when the regulations are similar. Similarly, on Motor Vehicles Act, the vehicle, the norms, right side driving, right left speed limits, fines, all those things need to be figured out, and everybody has to have a similar license which operates across. Otherwise, the drivers can't change with the lorry changing or the territory changing. Lorry is the same, and same driver has to drive across the region. So Motor Vehicles Act also needs to be placed similarly. Energy, I mean, when it comes to energy terms, how closely we work with Bhutan, we work with Nepal, Bangladesh, and other parts, and we would be happy to work with everybody else also. So in terms of energy, whether energy is produced on this side or that side, and transmission lines, the plugs, the systems, the networks, the rating, the amount of money, all that also needs to be networked similarly, and the grid connectivity is another big way of connecting with each other and managing the supply chain mechanism. And for any progress, we need the energy and we need the connection and connectivity, and that becomes very, very imperative. I could just say that culture is one thing which has gone on without much effort on our part. Let's be honest. It has gone on because people believe in it, not because policymakers did extra work. But I would insist that we put in a little extra work also, because the cultural connectivity, if we the returns on cultural connectivity are far deeper and long lasting than any other investment which we make. So I would say and suggest that cultural connectivity, we must work on exchange programs, student exchange programs, on women groups, policymakers. You did the tax group, but maybe separate groups, even lawyers for that matter. We could work on various platforms, universities, colleges, students, young students, technical people, energy people, sustainability group, NGOs. We could work on various subgroups and get people-to-people connectivity enhanced, and thus whatever we feed in the system, and especially on cultural aspect, will have far, far, far greater fruits to bear, and that tree will be enriching all of us for all times to come. And with these words, I would thank all of you. And I would say, let God be with all of us. Let's all harmonize our actions and deeds and speech, work in unity, and bring peace and prosperity to the region which it deserves. With these words, thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am, for your very kind words and your, ideas and wisdom, which greatly enlightens us and paves the way for the future in this region. I quickly move to the next component, which is the launch of the two volumes, RIS 40 commemorative volume and RIS and UNICEF volume.
So these are the two volumes I was mentioning earlier. One has perspectives from all the past leaders at RIS who have contributed in shaping the narrative of the idea of RIS. And the second volume captures the key contributions that RIS faculty has made so far. There is one more volume which we are co-producing with UNICEF. I would invite Dr. Beena Pandey. Please come and bring the volume and please get it released here. Thank you. Thanks a lot. This volume captures what Cynthia mentioned, importance of investing in early years. Now, Madam Minister, our plan is we have one former chairman of RIS here, Dr. Ambassador Mohan Kumar. Our idea is that we get him the honors that and our gratitude to him for his leadership as our chairman. And I would very much like to request you to greet him with the shawl that we have got for him, and then we would have two vice chairmen of RIS. Professor Muchkund Dubey is here. Madam Dubey is also here with us. So we would do that, and the second former vice chairman here with us is Ambassador Sudhir Devre. So we would go to them and would bring in. Yeah. Huh? No, we will do it. Okay. I also acknowledge contribution by Mr. Mahesh Arora. I think he's in the room. If we can bring him here. Yeah, please come. You be. There he is. Now, on behalf of RIS family, I would request Dr. Beena Pandey and Cynthia both to join and greet the Honorable Minister. Cynthia, now you join Beena Pandey and greet the Minister, please. Famida, you can also join the photograph, please. All women power.
Women are the future.
Yes.
Women are the present.
So thanks a lot. I would like to thank Honorable Minister, all the dignitaries on the dais, off the dais for their kind presence here. The dinner and the drinks are out in the open, so I would very much like everyone to join us there. Thank you. Sabya.
Hello.
निकाल दूं